Stop me if you've heard this one. A lesbian walks into an all-woman community. I know, I've missed 2 episodes if you are wondering why I did an update video on it, so if you're curious, just check that out. We're back on schedule. I'm not gonna do any more crazy shenanigans. Let's finish this year strong. Alright, diving right in like nothing happened. I know what you're going to say about this episode. I know you're going to say it was a filler, it was slow, it was boring, there was no point to it, and I will concede to you that perhaps we didn't need 40-something minutes of Tara and her wacky adventures with homicidal Amazon women. But we deal with the cards that we were dealt, so let's dive in and talk about the 40-something minutes of Tara in Psycho Land. First, I'm happy that Heath didn't run away and abandon her like we were led to believe in the beginning. And I just want to say really quick, that Heath look-alike Walker was really cheap and really poor writing. I did not like that part. It's like they just keep using that same trick over and over again, and they need to dial it back. I'm also happy they're still dealing with the psychological consequences of the world they live in, especially for Heath, who didn't have to do the things he did to the Saviors before Rick's group came. That is consistent and good writing to see him having a bit of a freak out and trying to reconcile with who he was before the apocalypse and who he is now and what he has to do to survive. Moving on, that little devil child Rachel is exactly the problem with children in this type of apocalypse. Teenagers, yeah, they can retain some of who they were and become semi-adjusted adults. Kids though, kids get hit the hardest. They have very few years of a civilized, quote-unquote, world to draw on and use to guide their behavior and mindset. Like with Carol and Look at the Flowers, the environment can shape them and make them so they are dangerous to those around them, and they can't adjust like older people would be able to. But of course, to be fair, in some ways being that young does make them a bit more adaptable to this new world, but it really cripples them beyond repair in other ways. Hopefully Rachel, with strong leadership, is able to stay away from just straight murdering everyone, but she will grow up to be a cold person with few issues with killing people. Which is dangerous, but maybe better suited if they can't get civilization going in this world again. I do want to talk a little bit about that all-woman community, which was pretty messed up, them killing people on sight, but I understand why they do it. But then I started to think, eventually they're just gonna die out. What are they gonna do? Eventually just capture a man and just force him to snoo-snoo? And some of you men might be thinking you volunteer as tribute, but they'll likely kill you after they get all the semen from you. So I wouldn't volunteer. But what I really got from showing us this community is more to build up that Negan and the Saviors are just complete assholes. I mean, really? Any boy over the age of 10? That's insane. They want us to hate the Saviors in every fiber of our being so that come halfway through the season, we're begging AMC to have Rick's group murder every last one of them. Hopefully this group will actually agree to join against the Saviors. I have to imagine that's where they're going with this. Otherwise, it might just be them showing there are more communities out there, and again, to build up the Saviors. And despite not needing an entire episode on this community, I'm still grateful that they are showing us other communities out there. That's been my complaint in the past. I want to see how other groups are surviving without necessarily being completely focused on them. But maybe Rick's group runs into them, they interact, we see a little bit of their economy, how they deal with things, their hierarchy, and then they move on. I really think this season they are doing a mighty fine job of world building. Also, I keep saying this, but they promise more variety in zombies and kills, and the sand zombies, they delivered. And then of course at the end we all remember that Tara was away and didn't know that her girlfriend died because they let the fucking medic out of the walls, still not letting that go. So it crushed us all over again when Eugene broke down and Tara discovered Denise was gone. At least she got some bitchin' glasses though. I would say my only complaint about this episode, besides the complaints I likely already made, is sometimes I feel like Tara's character doesn't come across how they want her to. I feel like sometimes they're trying to make her too like quirky and like fun and just kind of out there, and it's almost over the top and like they're trying too hard and it kind of falters a little bit, and I don't know if that's in the writing or in how the actress comes across. I have no idea, but there are some moments that definitely do land, such as her flicking off the little girl. That was fabulous. I think maybe she does better when she's paired up with another person she can play off of, such as Eugene. Eugene's actor and his character is just fabulous, even though he's a little bit out there, and I wish that somehow they made it feel a bit more natural with her at times, because sometimes it doesn't feel natural, and it just feels like oh my god, I'm so random. I don't know. So those are my thoughts on the latest episode of The Walking Dead. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, subscribe, and come back for new videos every week. All the same.